Remember when Saturday mornings meant waking up early, pouring a bowl of cereal, and sitting 3 feet from the TV for hours? The 90s gave us a golden era of animation that shaped our humor, taught us life lessons, and created memories we still cherish today. Let's take a trip down memory lane. Number 10. Courage the Cowardly Dog. Courage the Cowardly Dog was beautifully weird and occasionally terrifying. This pink dog living in the middle of nowhere with elderly couple Muriel and Eustace faced supernatural threats every episode. The show's atmosphere was unique. That isolated farmhouse, the endless desert, the eerie music. It created genuine tension. Some episodes were pure horror disguised as cartoons. Return the Slab haunted an entire generation's nightmares. But beneath the scary surface was heart. Courage was terrified of everything, yet he faced monsters, aliens, and demons to protect Muriel. That's real courage. Being afraid, but doing it anyway because you love someone. Number 9. Johnny Bravo. Johnny Bravo was a himbo before we had a word for it. This Elvis-voiced, karate-chopping mama's boy spent every episode failing to impress women and getting rejected in increasingly hilarious ways. The comedy was in his confidence despite constant failure. Johnny thought he was the coolest guy alive. Reality disagreed, but he never learned. And that persistence made it funny. The show parodied masculinity perfectly. Johnny's muscles, his pompadour, his pickup lines.
Hey there, baby. In case I drown, I'm counting on you to give me mouth to mouth.
Everything about him was exaggerated to absurd levels, and it was hilarious watching it backfire every time. His relationship with his mom was sweet. For all his bravado, Johnny was a mama's boy who genuinely loved his mother. That vulnerability made him endearing despite being ridiculous. Number 8. Rugrats. Rugrats showed us the world through baby eyes, and suddenly everything became an adventure. A trip to the supermarket became an epic quest. The backyard became an uncharted jungle. Tommy, Chucky, Phil, Lil, and Angelica felt like real kids. Tommy was the brave leader. Chucky was the anxious best friend. The twins were chaos incarnate. And Angelica was that cousin everyone had. Spoiled, mean, but occasionally showed she cared. The show tackled real childhood fears through metaphor. Fear of the dark, meeting new kids, parents fighting, being the younger sibling. These were universal experiences wrapped in cartoon adventures. The Reptar obsession was perfect.
Hands off the merchandise, Pinky!
Every kid had that one character they loved. Seeing the baby's devotion to Reptar mirrored our own childhood obsessions. Number 7. The Powerpuff Girls. 3 kindergarten girls who saved the world before bedtime. The premise was simple, but the execution was perfect. Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup were 3 completely different personalities that showed you could be a hero in different ways.
That's a monster? See, you really don't need your blanket now.
Blossom was the smart leader. Bubbles was the sweet one who could still wreck you. Buttercup was the tough fighter. The art style was distinctive, that thick-lined, bold-colored aesthetic that made everything pop. The action sequences were legitimately exciting, and the villains were memorable. Mojo Jojo with his redundant speech patterns, him with his terrifying design. The show balanced humor and action perfectly. One moment they're dealing with kindergarten problems, the next they're fighting giant monsters. That contrast made it work. Number 6. Dexter's Laboratory. Dexter's Laboratory captured sibling relationships perfectly. You had the genius little brother trying to change the world from his secret laboratory. And you had Dee Dee, the chaotic sister who accidentally destroyed everything. The show relied on visual comedy and Dexter's fake accent. Every kid with siblings related to this dynamic. Either you were Dexter, trying to protect your stuff from annoying family members, or you were Dee Dee, just wanting to see what your sibling was doing. The experiments were wild. Dexter would create robots, clone himself,
Now make me proud. Victory shall be ours.
travel through time, or accidentally turn himself into different creatures. The possibilities were endless, and every episode brought something new. The show's design was iconic. That retro-futuristic aesthetic with bold colors and geometric shapes influenced an entire generation of animators. Number 5. Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? Scooby-Doo gave us the formula that's still being copied today. 4 teenagers and a talking dog solving mysteries in a van. Every episode followed the same pattern, and we loved it anyway. The mystery would start. The gang would investigate. Scooby and Shaggy would get chased while looking for food. They'd set traps. The monster would be unmasked. And I would have gotten away with it too, if it weren't for you meddling kids. But here's why it worked. The characters: brave Fred, smart Velma, confident Daphne, cowardly Shaggy, and food-obsessed Scooby. Every personality type was represented. You related to at least one of them. The show taught us critical thinking without being preachy. Look for clues. Question what seems supernatural. Usually, there's a logical explanation, and the friendship between Shaggy and Scooby was pure.
Old frightening face won't be able to open the door now.
They were best friends who'd do anything for each other, even face their fears. Number 4. Animaniacs. Animaniacs was pure, glorious chaos. Yakko, Wakko, and Dot were confined to the water tower because they were too zany for the world. These three could teach you geography, make jokes that flew over kids' heads but made parents laugh, and break the fourth wall constantly. But Animaniacs was more than the Warner siblings. Pinky and the Brain's quest for world domination. Slappy Squirrel's cartoon violence. Every segment brought something different. The educational songs were sneaky genius. Yakko's World taught more kids the countries of the world than any textbook ever did.
United States, Canada, Mexico, Panama, Haiti, Jamaica, Peru.
You learned geography, history, and science without realizing it. The humor worked on multiple levels. Kids laughed at the physical comedy. Adults caught the pop culture references and clever jokes. The show respected its audience's intelligence. Number 3. Pinky and the Brain. Pinky and the Brain deserved their own spot. Two laboratory mice, one genius, one insane, trying to take over the world every single night. Brain was the mastermind with elaborate plans that always failed. Pinky was the lovable idiot who somehow pointed out the flaws in Brain's plans through random observations. What made it brilliant was the relationship. Brain was constantly frustrated with Pinky, yet he never abandoned him.
No, Pinky. At our present rate of ascension, we'll miss the summit entirely.
Deep down, they were best friends. The plans were creative and ridiculous. Building giant robots, creating boy bands, running for president. Every episode brought a new scheme, and watching it fall apart was half the fun. The existential undertone was genius. Brain kept failing but never gave up. Was taking over the world even the point, or was the journey with Pinky what mattered? Number 2. Tom and Jerry. No dialogue, just pure, timeless comedy that transcended every language and border. Tom and Jerry proved you didn't need words to tell a story. You just needed a cat, a mouse, and infinite creativity. The premise was simple. Cat chases mouse. But the execution, genius. Every episode was a masterpiece of slapstick comedy, timing, and cartoon physics. Tom would set elaborate traps. Jerry would outsmart him. Chaos would ensue. What made it special was the creativity. Tom wasn't just chasing Jerry. He was building Rube Goldberg machines, playing piano concertos, and getting into situations that defied all logic. Jerry wasn't just running. He was conducting symphonies of revenge with perfect timing. And despite being enemies, there were moments where they'd team up or show genuine care for each other. That complexity made their rivalry feel real, like actual siblings who fight but deep down care. The physical comedy was art. Every hit, every fall, every explosion was perfectly timed. Kids everywhere understood and loved it. Number 1. SpongeBob SquarePants. Yes, SpongeBob premiered in 1999, making it a 90s cartoon by the skin of its teeth, and it earned the top spot because it defined the transition into the 2000s while capturing everything great about 90s animation. SpongeBob was optimism incarnate, a fry cook who loved his job, loved his friends, and found joy in everything. Patrick was the loyal best friend. Squidward was the grumpy neighbor we all related to as we got older. Mr. Krabs was capitalism personified. The humor worked on every level. Kids laughed at the silly faces and pratfalls. Teens and adults caught the darker jokes, the existential dread of Squidward's life, and the social commentary hidden in stories about jellyfish. The show was beautifully animated with incredible attention to detail. The character designs were instantly iconic, and the creativity was endless. From the Krusty Krab to Rock Bottom to Sandy's Tree Dome, episodes like Band Geeks, Pizza Delivery, and Chocolate with Nuts.
Okay, that's perfect, everybody. Bubble Bowl, here we come. Flag rollers.
Are masterclasses in comedy writing. The memes that came from this show have lasted decades. The cultural impact is undeniable. SpongeBob represented everything we loved about 90s cartoons. Creativity without limits, humor without cynicism, and heart without being preachy. These cartoons shaped us. They taught us lessons, made us laugh, and created memories that last forever. Decades later, We still quote them, still rewatch them, and still feel that warm nostalgia. That's not just nostalgia, that's quality that stands the test of time.